Hello and welcome back to the Only Swans YouTube channel. Today we've got a different type of video. As you can tell, I'm in the studio, otherwise known as my bedroom. But regardless, with recent links to Kim Hellberg, I thought I'd catch up with Expressen journalist Linus Petersson to find out more about the man who could potentially be in charge of Swansea City in the coming days. So, I am joined by Expressen journalist Linus. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you? Nice to be a part of your podcast.
Yeah, really appreciate being involved. So obviously, we sacked Alan Sheehan this week, and now Kim Hellberg is potentially the man who will take over. Firstly, what are the main qualities of a Kim Hellberg team?
I mean, if you just look at the stats, I think Hammarby scored the most goals in the Swedish league this season, and they also, I think, had the second fewest conceded goals. So, I mean, his team is good in both ends, so to say. He has been known here in Sweden to be a very offensive coach, but I think he also built his team from the defense and build a solid ground to the offense play. That's the main thing, I think. Then he's very good at, I mean, developing teams, developing players. I mean, if you're following Hammarby and I mean, you've seen players like Sebastian Tonecti come into the club, and 6 months later go to Celtic for a huge amount of money. So he's very good at developing teams, developing players, improving playing style. I mean, players I've talked to describe him like a technical genius, and it seemed hard to get to his playing style at the beginning. But if you have patience, if you work through it, you will develop like I think no other place in Sweden right now.
Yeah. I've seen many Hammarby fans describe him as the best coach in Sweden at the moment. Do you think that's true?
I think so, yes. I think his records speak for himself. He did incredible things with IFK Värnamo, a very small club here in Sweden. He made them, they were relegated this season. When he was there, they were like contending for top places. No one thought that was ever possible. And he has just been continuing that journey here in Hammarby. Here, he has been taking them to two straight second places in the league. And like I said before, done extremely well with the team, with the players and everything around it. So I think I would say right now he's the best coach in Sweden, at least the most exciting one for the future.
How well do you think his football would translate to the championship? Obviously, Sweden is a lot shorter season than the championship, if I'm not mistaken. We have 46 games, 3 games a week sometimes. Do you think he'll be able to deal with that?
Yeah, I think he's ready. I mean, I don't think there's any questions about that. He's ready to take his coaching career to a bigger step. But at the same time, I think he's a coach that wants to build something and maybe needs some time to kind of implement his playing style, his like training thoughts. I mean, they have been training extremely hard here in Hammarby, and like I said, he wants to build a ground, and that might take some time. He's done results quite quick here in Sweden as well, but I think maybe jumping into a project could be. I mean, if the results aren't there from the beginning, we know how fast this industry can go, and he can be out in a couple of weeks. But so that's maybe the only question mark, that he might need to come to a club that give him this patience, this time. I don't know if Swansea is the right call for that one, but maybe that's the only question mark I have. Coach wise and tactical and all that, I think he has it all.
I think he'll be afforded plenty of time. Yeah. I mean, in terms of, who we are as a club, I don't know. I'm sure you've seen it by now. The reason we want Kim Hellberg is, of course, the identity of the Swansea way, which is passing style. When we were in the Premier League with Brendan Rodgers, Michael Laudrup, even before then, Roberto Martinez, a ton of successful managers who all play this sort of similar style to Kim Hellberg.
Yeah, and it seems like they have been watching him for quite a time now. So I mean, they
Yeah.
must know what they're gonna get if they want to sign him, and if they do, they get a good coach, and if they have done their scouting right, with I think they have, they probably are sold into his idea and stuff like that. So maybe that's no issue at all.
Yeah. So under Mauricio Fuentes before Kim Hellberg, the numbers weren't quite as good in terms of chances created, possession held. I think you sat around mid-table in the league in pretty much every statistic, and now pretty much top in everything. Did the players adapt quickly to his style?
I think they did. I mean, they were like you said, And Kim has said as well, when he came in, the numbers and the stats were almost as a bottom team in the Swedish league. So and they finished second in the table after that. So I mean, yeah, they kind of bought into it quite quickly. So the transition and the way he changed things at Hammarby went really quick, and they have just been developing from that point of view. I got some numbers from Hammarby a couple of weeks ago. I wrote a piece about it, and the journey they have been doing number wise, stats wise, is incredible. They are just rising towards the sky, and everything's pointing at that they're going to win the league next season if this journey continues. And that says it all of what Kim has done with the club. From in 2 years, 2 years ago they were like stat wise in the bottom of the league. Now they are aiming for the highest position.
So on the league, obviously they finished second this season and they lost to Malby, who, it's a crazy story, isn't it? A small fishing village of 1,500 people. Good.
who has no electricity. That's the
Yeah.
outside point of view of it.
Should Swansea fans be at all concerned by that? Obviously, they were 13 points clear. I've looked into it, and by all means, it looked like a freak season. Hamby should have won it by a mile, realistically, but just couldn't get it over the line. And I think I've used the quote many times when we've talked about Kim Hellberg that if they replayed that season 99 more times, Hammarby would probably win the league.
Yeah, exactly. I think Mjällby is a fantastic story, and what they have done this season is remarkable. And I think, I mean, Hammarby has made a great season. No one can say anything about that. But the things Mjällby have done is out of this world. Actually, I don't think it's not a coincidence. They have been doing great things down there for a long time, and they are well deserved champions. But I mean, Hammarby had a minor dip. They lost against Sirius and Guys, I think 2 straight games. They lost against Mjällby as well. So I mean, they could have done things better this season. They were shifting. They couldn't. I would say they couldn't really handle the pressure when the season were on the brink.
Yeah.
They lost those 2 games, and when they had a chance to kind of catch up against Mjällby, they didn't take it. That was their fault this season. But I mean, I don't think you should put so much focus on that. I mean,
Yeah.
the season has been great. Mjällby's season have been just greater.
How flexible is Kim tactically? Does he sort of adjust to opponents, or does he stick firm to one style?
I think he's very flexible,
Mhm.
and you can also see that he has this football eye that he can like use players in positions you never would see them play. He has been changing positions for several players in this team, and from the start, you just look at the starting 11 and think, wait, why is he playing there? I mean, in the last game for the season now, he was putting one of the best central midfielders as a center back, and everyone was just, okay, wait, what are you doing now? And he was brilliant. They were clean sheets and stuff like that, and he has been putting players around the pitch, trying them into new roles, trying different systems. So I would say it's really flexible, and I think he can. He's not locked into a system like that. I mean, they have obviously played most like 4-2-3-1, if you will put it out in numbers, but I think he's very flexible and can do multiple things.
Yeah, I've seen many describe him as sort of the Swedish Guardiola, so the
Ooh.
switching of positions doesn't shock me too much. What sort of qualities does he consistently improve in players, and how strong is he in developing young talent?
I mean, I think that's one of his best attributes, actually. I mean, you could see this year Hammarby has sold players for record fees. I don't think any other Swedish club in history has sold players for more money than Hammarby have done this year.
Hmm.
Uh, and you could see Basuma Touré go to Hoffenheim. You could see Tonekti develop in 6 months. They bought him from, at that point, that I think they were the worst team in Europe stats wise. The Norwegian team they bought Sebastian Tonekti from, and 6 months later they sold him to Celtic for enormous amount of money, and that says it all for what Kim can do with, together with his staff, obviously, but what he can do with young players. And there are so many more coming up through the academy, through the first team, who has done incredibly good this year. So I think he's really good at that, and I think the sales numbers that Hammarby has speaks for itself.
What is Kim like as a person? How does he handle pressure, dips in form, media attention?
For a journalist like me, he is fantastic. He actually joked. They had a final training session before they went on the holiday, and he joked with me and said that my bosses should give him a Christmas present because he has been so open and always available, answering questions, giving good headlines and stuff like that. So I'm planning to give him a cinema ticket. That was what he wanted, obviously. But now I texted him a couple of days ago saying that if you leave for Swansea, that cinema ticket is going to not arrive to you. So we will see. He hasn't replied yet, so we'll see. But he, as a person, he's a fantastic person. He's always available, always in a positive mood, always giving the right answers. He's very honest. I don't think he's not lying. He's always speaking what's on his mind. He's like, I think he once told me in an interview that he doesn't want to be a robot. He doesn't want to like fit in this role, just saying yes and no and not answering questions correctly. So for me, I mean, during this year that I have been covering Hammarby, I have more appreciated him as a person or than I've done as a coach. I mean, he's been phenomenal in that aspect as well.
Yeah, that's really good to hear. I think at Swansea, we sort of value, I think I said this to you, that we value people sort of just as much as we value, the football on the pitch. You need a good person in the dugout. You don't just need someone who knows football. So
exactly.
That's great. How do you think he will cope with relocating outside of Sweden? Obviously, it's the first time, settling into a new place, and Swansea is, of course, very far away from Sweden.
Hard to say, he never tried it before, and I mean, from Sweden, not many coaches have succeeded overseas, and I mean, there's been a discussion here that the coaches don't get that many chances to go abroad and try the luck in bigger leagues. So it's hard to say, but like we talked about, I think he has all the attributes to succeed if he just get the right time, get patience. The club is patient with him, so I don't see that I don't see a lot of question marks like we talked about. He and his wife just got their second kid. I mean, it's sure it's going to be a big move if he will go to Swansea, leaving the safe place here in Sweden and all that. But he made a move from the little town of Värnamo to Stockholm, so maybe Swansea will be just another step in the direction, and I think he will handle it.
Has he got any weaknesses that you think he needs to improve if he's going to succeed in a different league at Swansea, style of play wise or anything at all?
Hard to say. I mean, I think the biggest challenge for him will be just to take another club in another league and kind of adapting to that. He has been coaching in the Swedish league for all his life. He started in the 5th division, I think, and has been working his way all the way up to the top. So he knows the Swedish league. He knows how things work here. I mean, the challenge will be to come to a different country, try new things there, see how they work. No one knows if it works over there. So that will be the bigger challenge for him, I think. And just to handle the pressure that is to coach a bigger team in a bigger league. Let's see how he handle that one.
And finally, have you got a message for Swansea City fans about Hellberg?
Actually, I didn't think he will go to Swansea from the start. I was surprised when the Swansea rumor came out earlier this year. I mean, I thought he was destined to go to a bigger league or a bigger club, actually. So my message will, now when he hasn't signed yet, and I saw one of our other newspapers here in Sweden saying that he will visit several other clubs in England as well now. So the first message from me will be, don't get your hopes up yet. I don't. If I had to guess, I don't think he will sign for Swansea. Actually, I think he's destined for a bigger club, and I think he will take a bigger step the day he leaves Hammarby. I will be surprised if he ends up in Swansea. And that said, with all the respect for your club and all, I mean, I know how big of a club it is, but my thought was that he would stay another year try to win the league here in Sweden, and then move to a bigger club. I don't know if you know it, but he has a tattoo on his chest
Yeah.
with the Swedish league trophy. My thought was that he wants to like fulfill that dream before he leave. And if he don't, I think he will maybe take another offer, but we will see. But if he signs, I mean, you will get a fantastic coach and an even better person.
Yep.
That's my message. He has done incredible things here in Sweden with Hammarby and IFK Värnamo. I think he will do incredible things in Swansea if that's where his journey takes him.
Well, I fingers crossed we bring him in. I mean, when Snoop Dogg comes calling, it's a different type of call. You know, what can he say? Where can all the people watching this follow you?
Twitter and on Expressen, the Swedish newspaper. That's where I work. Yeah.
Yeah, really appreciate you coming on, Linus. Thanks a lot.